talented Saira.
Hello, everyone. Oh wait, sorry, I have it hooked up on my projector. Actually, we've been watching it. Can you hear me? Okay, so yeah, hello everyone. My name is Saira. I'm 21. I was raised between Oakland and Punjab, and I'm primarily an actor, but I've gone more into film this year. I'm also a tarot reader, so if you're looking for some direction after this ends, please hit me up on my IG. I put it in the chat and it's in there, so plugging myself in there. And I'm also proud to say that I'm mostly self-taught in all of the things that I've learned, except for like capoeira and like some filmmaking, obviously. I'm a self-taught actor and tarot reader, so I like to talk about that. And yeah, we can go to the next slide. So my movie, my star is here actually. I brought her to the call. You can see she's not really happy to be on camera. And it was very hard working with her, to be honest. So yeah, my film is called Doggone Crazy. It's about a demonic chihuahua that possesses a girl, me, and forces me to commit terrible things. And that's all I'm gonna go into because I don't want to ruin anything, but I'm very excited to have made this, and special shout out to my roommates for helping me out and acting and being behind the camera. And yeah, it was really exciting. We can go to the next slide. And my experience with BAVC has been really great. I've never really had an opportunity to learn filmmaking this way. Whatever I've learned has been like messing around with the iMovie and going on YouTube. So it was nice to actually have a structured program with, like they said, not just instructors, with mentors. And I'm really thankful for Victoria and Jamie and Gabrielle and everyone else who really guided me and really helped me understand everything and, helped me learn all the ingredients to filmmaking. And now that I've done the hard part of actually like making this movie, I feel like anything is possible. So yeah, definitely keep in touch. I'd love to work with anyone in the future. And yeah, we can screen it. We can screen it. Yeah, thank you. Where'd you come from? Poor thing. Let's get you cleaned up. Why are you looking at me like that?
For our evening headlines, civilians are highly advised to stay indoors as local authorities investigate an active serial killer in Oakland and the East Bay area. This warning is especially for folks around Lake Merritt where the killer has been most active. Oakland police urge anyone to call 911 upon witnessing suspicious activity. The current motive of the killer is not known, except for most of their victims being young women. Stay tuned to KRO News for more official reporting on this story. not good?
No, my fucking car won't start and it's freezing and I have to wait for fucking AAA.
Oh, shit. I live right across the street and, I know I'm a total stranger and all, but you could totally wait at my place and give AAA a call while you wait, not be in the cold. Sorry, yeah, I know, it's really weird. I just thought I'd help someone out in the cold is all.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Oh, hey, that's funny. Why don't you have a laundry bag? Please don't hurt me, please. I promise I'm not who you're looking for. I will give you whatever it is that you need. I won't tell anyone. Just please let me go.
FBI, freeze! Drop your weapon.
Please, I swear you have it all wrong. I don't even know where I am. I don't know who any of these people are. Please.
Shut up. You can tell me all that in prison, sicko.
Hello and good morning. Welcome back to another episode of True Crime with Che. It's a sunny day here in Oakland, but we are going to be talking about some pretty gloomy subject matter today. I'm here with FBI agent Luther Francis, who was the lead investigator in the notorious Killer Chihuahua case that just closed 3 weeks ago. 21-year-old Rita Singh claimed that a demonic Chihuahua was possessing her and instigating her to kill 8 people around Lake Merritt. So, Mr. Francis, thanks again for coming on. To kick things off, what was your overall assessment of the case?
Hey, thanks so much for having me. It was, definitely something, Che. I've heard of cases like this before, and I can only go into so much detail, legally. But it was absolutely bizarre to witness firsthand. I mean, the accuser claimed a household pet was controlling their mind, forcing them to commit murder. I mean, what kind of excuse is that?
And there was no dog found at the scene of the crime?
Precisely. Our guys swept the whole place. Forensics even looked for evidence, yet not a piece of DNA proving a dog was there. Sure, yeah. It was a dog bowl. Stuff for the dog. But no proof or sign of a dog being there. No sign of some dog with mind-controlling powers ever existed. I know it can be hard to accept sometimes, but there are people in this world that are just pure evil.
Saira, wow, that was great. I think you were like our first student to ever make a horror film, and this was so great. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
You're muted.
Sorry, I said if anyone has any feedback, definitely hit me up in the chat. Thank you. And up next we have Sebastian.
That was amazing, Saira. But hello, I'm Sebastian. East Bay Area, born and raised. I'm a junior at San Francisco State University. I'm in the Beckett department. I'm an aspiring videographer and photographer and aspiring master of production. Obviously, I'm nowhere near that yet, which is why I'm here to learn, to try and, get some progress done, It's really only until recently that I started getting into the creative world. I've been fairly limited by access to things that I have, and then I've switched majors twice in college, so it's only been really recently until I've been kind of getting into this. Shout out to Sean he is an absolute legend for actually being kind of like that anchor point that I've been relying on for all my creative, for all my creative work and everything. But yeah, you can go on to the next slide. You can go to the next slide. Thank you. So what did I learn from BAVC? So, like I said, it's just a massive step in the right direction for me. I, of course, want to give a shout out to all the instructors. Pre-production, I mean, this hasn't left my table since I started writing my script for my final project. Y'all really helped me kind of just gain ideas of what to do, how pre-production works. Never really touched pre-production before, thought of how, lookbooks or anything of that. First time I've done a lookbook. Shout out to Jamie. I had no idea what aperture was. Clueless. That exposure pyramid blew my mind. I recently bought a camera and immediately just put it in manual mode. I'm like, I know exactly what I'm doing now. That's because of you. So, shout out to Gabriel again. I've used Premiere before, but you showed a completely different side that I didn't even think was possible on Premiere. So that was just like instructors, absolute legends, absolute legends. Especially because during quarantine, I had major creative block. I just sat down at my desk and I swear there would be nights where I just stare at my screen and be like, okay, turn it off and then go to sleep. No creativity, nothing flowing. But BAVC, y'all put the pressure on me. You said, all right, let's get to creating a small video or short video and then a final project. And, throughout that progress, I, created something that I'm proud that I made, as well as met so many amazing instructors, as well as amazing creators that I hope to see make it big in the industry one day. You can go on to the next slide. So my project is called 762 Duke. It's a rotoscoped animation about the Vietnam War Sergeant Duke attempting to lead a rookie squad of FNGs, excuse my French, but that means fucking new guys. Enemy traps, halt his leadership, and expose his true, not too badass self. This is a total absurdist animation. The dialogue and events that unfold are supposed to be ridiculous. I'm actually paying homage to a video by The Minute Hour called "That's a Nice Girl" that Gabriel shared with me. So there's a few moments in there that Gabriel will see that he'll understand. One of the main goals of this was using the EBSynth rotoscope animation program. I mainly learned about this through Joel Haver, a YouTuber who does these kind of animations. I had no previous animation experience whatsoever before this, and I wanted to utilize about 70 keyframes. I believe it was exactly 70 keyframes that I used to create the 5-minute video, which is a total of over 9,000 frames. So with 70 different individual photos, it would create nearly a 5-minute video. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoy.
You know Duke.
Who doesn't?
The Casuals. He's one of a kind in the forces.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
He's our best leader. Morale instantly goes up in his presence. Soldiers feel invincible around him.
They feel invincible because he is nearly invincible. You've heard the stories, right?
Of why they call him 762 Duke?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the story. He stopped an AK round going center mass with just a callus in his abdominal region.
Crazy. These new guys in his squad must be starstruck.
That him? I thought he looked cooler, like with scars or something. I'm more impressed with the grill. Really nice grill.
It's really nice, you're right.
It's really nice.
Really nice. UFNG's ready? We're gonna be heading out soon.
Yes, sir. Anything for you, sir.
Good. Richardson, Ensign, ready?
Sure. I mean, are we gonna do a briefing or something?
Duke does not need no damn briefing. I go out there and win.
But what?
I win! He wins, Richardson. He wins. Do you know who he is? Alpha Gorilla Arms. Reflexes sharper than the obsidian stone he keeps in his underwear in case of capture. Boss of an M4 Sherman charging a Tiger 1! He's gonna make us winners. With him, we survive.
Okay. I just wanted to recommend a briefing, that's all.
Just listen to me and you'll be alright. There's a reason my name holds its value. Ensign? You haven't said anything. You ready for today? Excited? Okay. We leave in 30 minutes. Another squad already swept for mines. Traps. Should be real easy. Point A to point B. Any questions?
No, sir. No questions whatsoever.
Minesweeping squad just ahead of us. They should have everything cleared out already.
Even if they didn't sweep, I still feel safe with you, sir.
Falkland, have you ever heard the phrase, in order for a wolf to survive, it's got to chew off its own leg? You're too reliant on me. You have to take responsibility for yourself, even when you're down in the mud. But you never know what to expect out here.
Sir, are you okay?
Yeah. Oh God, what do we do?
Use the radio. Just get him an evac ASAP.
Think. I got it.
Is this the end? Have I failed? Have I always been a failure? Facade and a phony leader? Well, is this morphine flowing through my bloodstream?
What?
Yes, sir. We had to give you 2 doses because you kept complaining about the pain. We can give you a third if you want.
My squad. Who are they?
Oh, them? They're doing fine. They're back at base.
You were right. It's a really nice grill.
Yep, it's really nice.
Great job, Sebastian. The rotoscoping, that's impressive. So I hope you keep that up.
And up next, we have another great creator, amazing person, Haleema. Round of applause for her.
Thank you, Sebastian. That was amazing. Can you guys hear me? Awesome. I was not expecting this. This is about way too fast. Hey, about me. Yeah, my name is Haleema Tahir, and as you can see when I go outside, I look different, right? You can tell by my scar, even by my flowy dress, that I have certain beliefs, I have certain identity, and I come from a background that would some have labeled, like it's been labeled, right? It's like, oh, it's oppressive, it's misogynist, it's so and so and so. And so when I go out there, when I'm in public, and that's a lot of times just anywhere when it's just not me, right? That's public for me. I feel like I have to be extra powerful, I have to be extra strong, I have to be like a tank. I have to make sure that I take up space and that I represent myself to the best of, to the best, and not let anybody assume anything about me. I have to set them straight. And when I came into BAVC, that's exactly what I was like. I gotta keep going 100. And just the first day, we spent 4 hours talking about us and our feelings. And I think I was crying at one point because everybody was so down to earth, and they were so vulnerable, and they were just so nice. And I'm like, I think it was the first time being in any program or in any space where I just felt like I don't have to have this strong exterior. I don't have to have armors around me. I don't have to push what I am out. I just can be myself. And even if that means being vulnerable. And that was amazing. I've never had that experience before BAVC. And so they encouraged me to come up with ideas that I had previously thought I shouldn't talk about. They were too explosive. They were too touchy-feely. People would say, I was scared to talk about this stuff, but then BAVC encouraged me to explore. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna talk about being a hijabi. I'm gonna talk about what it means to be a feminist in the United States, and how sometimes wearing a hijab tends to put you in a conservative situation, right? That's what you're labeled as. I was gonna go all out. And then we went to spring break, and France announced they were going to ban the hijab, and they weren't gonna allow moms to go outside in flowers because the hijab is oppressive, and if you're wearing a hijab, you're not allowed to be your child's guardian when you go outside. The girls can't wear, young girls can't wear hijab, and if your mom wearing a hijab, you don't get to escort your daughters. And that one was so painful for me. So I came back, and I was like, I know I was making a risk, in the middle of we were just starting production. I was just making a risk of starting from scratch. But Gabriel and Lentoria and Jay, just their vibes were like, you got this, Haleema, right? You got this. And I knew they would be right there next to me whenever I needed help, and they would raise me, and I didn't really have to worry about some of the other stuff, right? I just had to do my best, and so I did. I changed my idea, and so I started production on this film called To My Body, I Love You, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna talk about me and my hijab, and it brought up so many hard feelings, so many bad memories. There were times I would cry just remembering those feelings and those memories, and I didn't want to talk about it, but I thought it was relevant. And then so much other stuff happened too, and technically, I lost my footage, the SD card wouldn't work, and I think I pestered Gabriel so much. I'm like, Gabriel, this is not working. Premiere Pro is killing me. But Lentoria, Gabriel, Yasma, and Jay, everyone, and my peers, they were just like this. They had my back, right? They were just pushing me forward, whether they knew it or not. Sometimes their smiles, sometimes their words, sometimes just having our conversations, daily conversations, just pushed me forward to create this film. I hope in a few years I can look back and cringe at it because I've grown, as Lentoria said. But for you guys, everybody watching, I hope as you watch this, you guys you're in a place, or you will be in a place where you love your body. You will be in a place where you're happy with yourselves, and you'll be a place where you're content, right, in this world. And I hope this is a little idea. This is a little opening into another world that maybe you weren't aware of. So I hope you enjoy. I was born in Pakistan and moved to the United States when I was 7 years old. United States was a weird place. They were weirdly obsessive about certain things. For example, only girls could wear pink, and Buzz Lightyear was definitely for boys. They also had some really awesome things. They had princesses. I discovered the marvelous world of Disney within my first week. By the end of the first month, I was well versed in the universe of Disney princesses, their love stories, and their awesome happy endings. I was obsessed. I personally felt a love for Cinderella. I I remember getting cornflakes as my choice of cereal for years because it would always have this big picture of Cinderella in her magical dress in the back. My parents thought I just really liked cornflakes. My parents took us out to shop for the new school year. I would be entering second grade. Nothing fit. Well, nothing made me feel like a princess. I remember arguing with my mom about the color or the fit, and nothing was right. It wasn't just the clothes that weren't right. I did not fit or look right either. Too chubby, too yellow here, too brown there. I was not princess material. My mom didn't know why I was being picky. I had never been before. So she chose something. I became quiet. Very, very quiet. But there seemed to be a war raging inside me. I felt a lot more like the Beast than Beauty. I continued to feel this way, and life kept on affirming. I was teased for being hairy. Girls would avoid me. Boys would make fun of me. Every year in my class I had to play some version of Cootie Monster. I was always it. The summer of 6th grade, my parents took us to a pilgrimage to Mecca. That was the first time I donned a hijab. It was wide and went down the whole of my body. One of my favorite memories from that trip was feeding the beloved pigeons right outside the gate of Kaaba, House of Allah. I was so happy and content on that trip that I would refer to our hotel rooms as home. I remember every time I put on my hijab, it looked like I was wearing a big dress. The white cloth encompassed me like a beloved and loving hug. And in the hot deserts of Arabia, I came to love my hijab. Back home, I walked into school a week late and wearing a hijab. Break time. I was born in Pakistan and moved to the United States when I was 7 years old. United States was a weird place. They were weirdly obsessive about certain things. For example, only girls could wear pink, and Buzz Lightyear was definitely for boys. They also had some really awesome things. They had princesses. I discovered the marvelous world of Disney within my first week. By the end of the first month, I was well versed in the universe of Disney princesses, their love stories, and their awesome happy endings. I was obsessed. I personally felt a love for Cinderella. I remember getting cornflakes as my choice of cereal for years because it would always have this big picture of Cinderella in her magical dress in the back. My parents thought I just really liked cornflakes. My parents took us out to shop for the new school year. I would be entering second grade. Nothing fit. Well, nothing made me feel like a princess. I remember arguing with my mom about the color or the fit, and nothing was right. It wasn't just the clothes that weren't right. I did not fit or look right either. Too chubby, too yellow here, too brown there. I was not princess material. My mom didn't know why I was being picky. I had never been before. So she chose something. I became quiet. Very, very quiet. But there seemed to be a war raging inside me. I felt a lot more like the Beast than Beauty. I continued to feel this way, and life kept on affirming. I was teased for being hairy. Girls would avoid me. Boys would make fun of me. Every year in my class I had to play some version of Cootie Monster. I was always it. The summer of 6th grade, my parents took us to a pilgrimage to Mecca. That was the first time I donned a hijab. It was wide and went down the whole of my body. One of my favorite memories from that trip was feeding the beloved pigeons right outside the gate of Kaaba, House of Allah. I was so happy and content on that trip that I would refer to our hotel rooms as home. I remember every time I put on my hijab, it looked like I was wearing a big dress. The white cloth encompassed me like a beloved and loving hug. And in the hot deserts of Arabia, I came to love my hijab. Back home, I walked into school a week late and wearing a hijab. Break time on the playground consisted of questions like, is that a towel? Did you shave your head? Are your parents forcing you to be ugly? Can I see your hair? Why can't I see your hair? I didn't mind answering the questions, but soon as the question went from curious to teasing again. Part of me always felt lacking compared to other girls. I blamed myself for my body. Yet, I never connected my strangeness to my hijab. My hijab was a beloved accessory. Every time I put it on, it reminded me of the stories of the brave women who had stood by the Prophet Muhammad, in battle and in hardship. It reminded me of the peaceful and happy times in the Kaaba. I wore my hijab like a battle armor. While the red of my scarf shone bright, I covered up the rest of my body with heavy and bulky jackets. In middle school through to high school, my self-image kept deteriorating. I remember it took me hours to decide on an outfit, and suddenly it would hit me that it wasn't the outfit, but me. And the outfit I had put so much effort into putting together, I would push aside, replacing it with a baggy shirt, with a baggy jacket, and baggy jeans. I was still very much hiding my body, except for my head. My scarf was always my point of vanity. Everything else I couldn't do anything about, but my scarf was a single adornment I allowed myself. When my friends asked me to take pictures, I told them I wasn't photogenic, but truthfully I felt ugly and awkward next to them. It was around this time I started feeling cold when I looked at my body. I would go completely numb. I got used to pinching myself or clutching my hand really tight, just so I would feel something. Sometimes I would hold my hand over my heart to see if my heart was still beating. A lot of times it felt like it wasn't beating. Then it would get hard to breathe, all from just looking at my body. It was end of my senior year that I started to wear my abaya. My abaya is a black dress with no adornments. In the morning, all I had to do was pull the abaya on and I was dressed. I didn't have to look in the mirror. Every morning, I didn't affirm my negative thoughts about my body. I would go out into the world without even a thought to what I looked like. Outside, I stopped pulling on my sleeves to hide my arms, or pulling my shirt down to hide my back. My abaya, it felt like there was nothing exposed. There was nothing to look at. I stopped feeling the eyes of others. I became safe from this gaze of scrutiny. There would be days I would find myself feeling confident and charismatic, or I'd stand taller because I was stunning and graceful. There would be days that I felt grand and marvelous, and handsome and exquisite. And I would realize I had been wearing only a black dress, just a black dress. But it had allowed me to feel so much more, a lot more than when I was wearing the fanciest levis, or when I was wearing the most hand-sewn dress with the finest stitching from Pakistan. This, just a black dress, had taken away my need for outside confirmation that I was something. It took away others' rights to an opinion on me, leaving only me, allowing me to feel beautiful, allowing me to call myself beautiful, allowing me to love my body.
Yes, Haleema!
Thank you so much, everybody. The love in the chat has been amazing. I don't feel like it deserved that much, or, I mean, it did definitely, but I think I underestimated myself and the story itself. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a lot of work, and props to Gabriel. Like, seriously, he was there till the last moment. Like, like, let me know what you need. Let me know if I can help. All of you, thank you so much. BAVC has literally changed my life. Next up, Chantal. Yeah.
Thank you, Haleema. Your sweetness makes me smile. Hi, everyone. My name is Chantal. I'm from Oakland and I'm 21 years old. When I started helping out my friends with their projects, I realized that film is something I liked, and I wanted to get more into making my own things. So when I found BAVC, it sounded like the perfect opportunity, and thankfully I got in. And through this fellowship, I've grown so much and have a lot more confidence to keep pursuing filmmaking. And here I have this rainbow eucalyptus tree. To me, it represents the growth because the young bark starts off as a bright green color, and as it ages, it changes colors like orange, blue, purple, and since it doesn't shed all at once, it reveals these different colors, creating a rainbow at all different stages of its aging. And I love this tree because it represents that growth to me, and I hope I can see this tree in person one day. Next slide, please. Sorry, my slides are really boring, but BAVC has taught me how to make a film from pre-production to post. You learn so much technical information as well as what it's like in the industry, and so much more from professionals, and that's really rare, so I'm really thankful. I also learned that I'm capable of making an idea into reality. Usually I would do way more thinking than doing, but here I learned that I can think and do equally, and that it's okay to not be perfect, and that you shouldn't expect to be, especially when you're still learning. And overall, BAVC has been a really cool experience, and I'm super lucky that I got to be a part of such a supportive and talented cohort, because before I would think that I'm not good enough to do this kind of thing, but now I feel super inspired to keep going and get better, and I'll always remember that all your voices are important, because they really teach you that too. And next slide, please. Thank you. So Your Ocean Girl is the name of my sister's poem. I made this film as an experimental adaptation of her poem, and it's about the idea of mother and father, and it uses the ocean as a metaphor to represent her personal emotional relationship with our mom and her father, and how it's affected her identity. And I love her story, and I hope you like it too. Thank you so much for listening and being here till the end, and I hope you enjoy the film. Thank you.
Out of the ocean rose a young girl with a flower in her hair. She took her first steps, smiled as her pale foot felt the earth beads underneath her, all around her. Her eyes twinkled from the water that gave her life. She is his daughter, yet his challenger. Conflicted and afraid, so strong and overpowering, the water pushed her. She felt her knees press into 1,000 little shells, indenting her light skin, lacking her mother's melanin. Striked, jabbed, and pierced, her blood dripped into the shells, the small and mighty protectors of the ocean. They kept us from stepping here and there. The girl wiped her duchess nose and felt the sun she called creator sting her back. She was convinced to protect herself from her, sustainer, the one who made her long, dark brown hair glisten. The girl tugged at her roots, felt the tiny eroded rocks squish the high points of her face that resemble her Lola, creating white freckles she always wished for. Morphing, cementing, controlling, with different eyes the water monster drowned her, not binding her with love. Instead, he frightened her, became the unknown. The one thing ready to pounce on her if she ever turned her back. The blood turned him red as she sunk deeper and deeper, farther and further she drifted. Bury your feet into the tan, dry soil and claim what you please. Create rules for your siblings, children of the water and sun, to obey, and write them in stone, so the land may cry and ache in return for the pain you never asked for, from the harsh, cold waves that smashes into the towering daggers. Her blood that creeps to the surface, emerging through the cracks, that feeds the infertile bonds she was born with and without, rejects from her body, that disintegrates into a million protectors, obliged to lay with her mother and be seized by her father. She hopes that you may find peace in the water that carried you here, joy in the sun that grew you there, and harmony with the land that gave you air. And while the blood runs deep, the endless collision within you that gives you this unbearable pain is a fight that is eternal as long as you breathe. As she lays to rest, she took the flower from her hair, stared into the beaming light she sprouted from, recognizing the beads under her feet that supported her every step, remembering to never touch what is to be remain untouched. Turn away from temptation, never author rules for the land you do not own. Follow the path that chills your blood, affirm the path that leads you home.
Wonderful job, Chantal.
Yeah, I do encourage you where there may be feedback. I apologize. But I do just want to take a moment to celebrate everyone. So let's give everyone a round of applause. Unmute yourself. I'm going to mute myself.
Congratulations!
Yes. Awesome. I just want to say that this has been such an incredible journey for all of you. And again, apologies for the feedback. I have both laptops on and I don't want to close out because it may end the whole meeting. I don't want to do a full on mic drop. But no, you all are so incredible, so amazing. You have a lot to be proud of, as I've already expressed multiple times. I'm proud of you. Your instructors are proud of you. The whole BAVC team and BAVC community is very, very proud of you for making it this far through 14 weeks. Can you believe it? You finished. No more class from 4 to 7, Tuesday through Thursday. I'm going to miss that. I don't know about you all, but again, this has been such an amazing journey. Kato is actually going to be submitting all of these to film festivals. She recently found out that a lot of films from our previous semester, let's see, I think you said 18, were accepted into international film festivals. So we got you. We're about to put you up on the platform. Your voices will be heard. You all have been talking a lot about representation and how much it matters, and we are really here to make sure that your stories are told and that they're heard and that people can see themselves in the ways that you want to be seen. So again, I appreciate you all. I'm just I wish this were in person, to give you all hugs, but you all have been so incredible and amazing. So big air hug. And yes, you all are incredible beings. We have a couple of announcements, but we're gonna get out on time, I promise. So Ali, if you can cue that up, perfect. And Kato, you can take it away. And we'll go
For sure. Well, everyone, great job. I'm super, super proud of you. Like Jay said, honestly, just amazing. And also just seeing it from a past Bridges Fellow perspective, it's just yay, the legacy continues. So great job. And so just like we had our celebration today, we are having a celebration next week for the Next Gen students. And I don't know if you're all familiar with Next Gen, but there are after school program for high school students. So if you want to join us, they're gonna showcase like their work from, you know, production, like audio production, video production, animation, and game code design. So that's gonna be super amazing. I'm already like watching their like rough cuts, and it's like, whoa. Okay, so yeah, just like come get inspired by the younger generation as well. So next slide. Oh, actually, I'm also gonna be like dropping in a lot of links in the chat. So that is for the RSVP for the Next Gen celebration. And if you're all like know anyone who might be interested in participating for the Bridges Fellowship next semester, send them this other link that I'm about to share. So yeah, we are currently accepting applications for Bridges Fellowship Fall 2021. We're gonna be accepting applications, I believe, until like August 6th. So yeah, just encourage your friends, peers, anyone that you know that you think might benefit from this experience. Okay, so next slide. Also, if you have any like family members or younger friends or just people that you know that are in the high school age that might be interested in video production, audio production, game code design, or animation, we also have that application open for Next Gen. And here goes the link to that. And yeah, just encourage, you know, if you have like siblings also, I know some of you have younger siblings, so maybe. But yeah, so just send it, and you know, if you know anyone, I think this is a great opportunity, as you saw. Next slide, please. And of course, the Intro to Filmmaking for Gender, Queer, and Non-Binary Creators. This is happening this Sunday, okay? So this Sunday. So please save this link I am about to send. Save it if you want to join us on Sunday to learn from the great Stuart Getty. And yeah, this is just a great opportunity to learn more and just create a more inclusive space and inclusive media, okay? And last but not least, next slide. Support women and non-binary youth in filmmaking, please. So May is, we're doing a big campaign, 50K in May. And we just want to encourage everyone to support us in every way you can, even if it's just by sharing it, honestly. Just sharing like, hey, this might be something that you want to, you know, support. Like that just helps a lot. I'm also going to share that link in the chat. I don't know if Dawn or Ali, you want to add a little bit more on this?
I mean, sure. Thanks. I am super excited that you posted this. You know, this in January, Real Stories, which is a program that focuses on girls, women, and non-binary filmmakers, merged with BAVC. We were very excited to join, and this is our annual fundraiser that we do in May, and we're raising money. And any amount that you want to give will help, seriously. And please share this with other people. This helps build our programming. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I believe those are all my announcements for right now. I just also want to say, Bridges Fellows, you are now officially BAVC alumni, and you're going to be getting so even though you're not going to get the newsletter anymore, you're still going to be getting an email with from me with some opportunities that we think that would be great for you, okay? So congrats again.
Yeah, and just a slight plug on this last slide that Kato had. If you're not already following us or Real Stories, please do. Your projects will be uploaded to YouTube in the coming weeks. As always, you still have our contact information. So like if there's a project that you're working on and you want some advice, or if you have a rough cut of something you want to screen, like we're here for it. I'll say a little bit more about that in a little bit, but can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, so Thank you to our BAVC Youth Programs team, our Bridges instructors, all the BAVC staff who were involved behind the scenes, Shakira Rifos, who's a part of the CFI education team, Kara Petros, who is on the back end, who's been helping out, and such a great support from Dolby Labs. Thank you so much for your support, like your endless support throughout these past couple of years. To our panelists who provided you all with some insight on industry know-how, you can still keep in touch with them. I think we've sent out email addresses around that. Thank you to our funders, and I'll keep that brief so we can go to the next slide. And you're alumni officially, so congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. And this is your vision board that we worked on yesterday. So I hope you all look back and remember that these are the things that you visioned for yourselves and for our community. I'm definitely like on the Oscar hype, so I know that that's soon coming. Lottie, I know you're really hyping that up. So it's manifesting the things you want. So I'm truly proud of all of you. BAVC is always here to center and support you with whatever you need. Like seriously, like I think you've learned throughout this semester, you don't need to be afraid to ask a question or be curious, or know that you have like support for anything that you want to venture into. So you all are amazing. I hope you remember this for the rest of your lives. I don't doubt that you will. So again, thank you all. We can go to the last slide, and that's just screenshot to say you're alumni, and y'all should just, yeah, do it up. I don't know how you plan to celebrate, but just like, I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you for sticking through these past 3 hours and past 14 weeks. It's been an incredible journey. So all love, everyone, for coming. Take care. Feel free to unmute yourselves if you have any last things to say. We're here for a couple more minutes.
Thank you, everyone. Have a happy summer.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Congratulations.
Stay in touch. I'll be sending out an email so you guys can share your IDs or whatnot. I can't really get any messages right now because my internet sucks. But yeah, you guys, in my thoughts, in my prayers. Take care.
Congratulations.
Take care. Thank you. Congratulations, everyone. Great job.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.